Alright, so next on our playlist is Sewer Shark, but I think I'm going to wait for Era and Crest to get back before we get that started. So in the meantime, I think we're going to load up Symphony of the Night again and try to give that another speed run. See how well I do when I'm about half asleep, jacked up on coffee. Oops. Oh, wow, that was incredible. That's almost worth the reset.
Wait a moment.
You know what? That's worthy of a reset. Too many little mistakes adding up to some really big ones. I'll be right back real quick. All right. So let's just restart. We can do this, right? Or I think so. Here we go. some people who just joined us. What's up, Banky? I see you in chat.
I'm I'm interested in this. I'm interested in this.
Like you. Like you. Farewell for...
Shit. Nope, nope. Just using some glitches to get stuff done. If you guys are gonna hang around for a bit after this run, I'll do a run where I explain the glitches I pulled off and make you get since
There is something funny about this wall.
I have no idea, but this run, if everything goes well, usually takes me 22 to 25 minutes to complete from start. Alright, so I'm about to pull some fuckery here to skip the Richter fight. I'm gonna use the wolf to hop over an invisible barrier that triggers that cutscene. There we go. What's the first best platformer of all time? Oh, crap. Yeah, I mean, they're both really good. I'm just biased in that I really, really like Castlevania. But if not for that, I totally agree with you that Metroid is the best platform. I guess it's just a matter of personal preference, really. But they're both really classic games. It's hard to say one's better than the other. Okay, this part of the game is a little bit... This is where things get fucky. You're going to wonder exactly what the hell it is I'm doing, and I'll explain that a little bit later. That's fair enough. They're both really good games. I love watching speedruns of Super Metroid, but that game, like this game, I feel like was fairly easy to pick up to speedrun. Super Metroid, though, like that game requires some major skills that I don't think I'll ever have. But I know when they do Games Done Quick this year, I'll definitely be watching the Super Metroid runs. And welcome back, Iru. Okay, so I'm going to pause real quick to give you the time it took me to get to Dracula. It took me about 23 minutes to get here.
Behold my true form and its
No! Don't do that. There we go.
Go back whence you
So
came.
yeah, about 23 and a half
Trouble the
minutes to
soul
kill
of my
Dracula.
mother no more.
How? How is it that I've been so defeated?
You have been doomed ever since you lost the ability to love.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul? Matthew 16:26, I believe. Tell me, what were Lisa's last words?
Okay, so
She said, "Do not
here's
hate
what I'm
humans.
going to do.
If you cannot
I've got a
live-"
save state right at the beginning of the game that I'm going to load up. But the first thing I do to prep for a speed run is there is a code you can put in on the name select screen, and what it does is it lowers all of Alucard's base stats, including his hit points and hearts, to really low levels. It makes him really easy to kill, but it raises his luck skill like by 99 points. And the thing is, in this game, you can do this thing called a big toss, where if an enemy hits you, it sends you flying across the room. Well, that's based in part on how much luck you have, and with that much luck, if you take enough damage, it's guaranteed that you're going to be tossed. And I use that big toss to get through the death room and keep all that really cool gear that you get at the beginning of the game. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I've played through this game so many times regularly that I wanted to do this kind of for extra life, and so I spent a couple of months getting kind of good at it. There's a lot of stuff I don't know how to do that'll keep me from having really, really good times, but I'm happy with what I can do. So with Richter does the sliding stuff. Usually what I do is slide once, hop up into the air, and do a couple of blade dashes over here. But the key thing with the Richter fight is that you've got to finish the battle using up all of your hearts and using up over 40 of them. Because doing so gives Alucard 2 items that I need to finish the speed run. And that's pretty easy to do. Dracula's not hard. I just used the item crush a few times to kill him, and that's about all I need. And that's it. So Dracula's down, and I'll start with the items I need on Alucard. So the key way of getting around on Alucard is his just basic running is really slow. So you can backdash and get around faster than that, but there's that little halt at the end of the dashes. So you can use the shield, and if you alternate it fast enough, you can go really fast. Okay, so now with his luck stat really high, but all of his other stats really low, we can do 2 big leaps here. Here's the first one. I'm going to go and grab this pot roast here to help me do the next one. And we're just going to do the same thing again. And while I'm being tossed, I can go back into my menu and re-equip my stuff. because once I skip the death room, I won't be able to access my menu until I get to the laboratory. So I skip death, I get to keep all my swanky gear, and that shaves off about a good 15-20 minutes by itself. Not much really fancy for the next little bit. I do grab a heart boost to give me enough hearts to use the stopwatch later against Doppelganger. I mean, I can skip that part, but it saves enough time that it doesn't hurt me to just go ahead and pick that up. If anything, it may not save me time, but it keeps me from wasting it, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, the FDA is going to flip their shit when they see what we're getting food for extra. All turkeys, trash chickens, it's insane. So this first boss fight, the key to getting it done quickly is hitting Gaibon, the floating demon thing, while he's in the air several times. I've gotten pretty good at it, but I guess I've gotten a little rusty, so let's see how it goes. So, yeah, I didn't quite get it, so eventually he'll come down. But if you do it right, you can finish that fight in about 3 seconds quicker. I have like save states for like every little section and glitch I do. I wish I still had them. I lost them, but I had to format my computer. So now I'll just hop over here. I can kill these guys here, but it saves me from getting certain experience amounts. It keeps me from leveling up more than I actually need to, which seems really pedantic, but if you get good, then you save a couple seconds that way. These flea men are bastards. They're totally random, so sometimes they cooperate like they did just now, and sometimes they'll stop me, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't manipulate them. Yeah, so that's not too bad. So we're going to pick up the stopwatch here for our doppelganger fight. It's going to make that a real simple ordeal. Okay, so now we're at Doppelganger. Be ready to say hi and bye to him really quickly. Okay, so we're going to go in this door, so it brings the elevator back up to our level. And now we've got the wolf, and that's where things start to get a little bit more interesting. We're going to need the wolf to get a garnet, which we're going to dupe in a second for lots and lots and lots of money. Enough to finish the game. So that garnet is normally out of reach, but normally when the wolf jumps, he only jumps about yay high, but whoops, if you run up an incline with the wolf and jump, he gets really high like that. And that, whoops, and that lets us get the garnet that we need just a moment. Backtracking to the clock room, and once we get there, I'm probably going to have to wait about 30 seconds for the statue to open. There's nothing I can really do to speed that up. So normally we're not supposed to get up here until we get the double jump. But the cool thing is when you morph into a creature and turn back into Alucard, you can kick jump off of things you normally can't, like those candles. So that lets us get up here earlier than we're supposed to be. And we're just going to skip these skeletons because they waste time. And for the next part, in the Colosseum, there's a cutscene with Richter. If you've already beaten the game, you can skip cutscenes in game. And what happens is those bosses are programmed to start attacking you at the end of Richter's cutscene, but since you skip it, they just kind of stand there in place, waiting until their trigger comes into effect. So you can use that to just get a bunch of free hits on them and kill them right away. And with any luck, we can get them killed pretty quickly. Picking up the library card on the way is really useful. So just skip the cutscene and start slashing. Kill the werewolf first. Quickly back up and kill the Minotaur. That's alright. I've had worse. Okay, so now we're going to get this power, which we need to do this jump in the library. And this is, to me, the hardest part of this run that I'm about to do, is getting successful jump. Turning into the mist is necessary, but it eats up a lot of MP, and if I screw up, that means I've got to wait for my MP to regenerate, and that wastes a lot of time. And the books I use to jump off of are very luck-based. See, that time I was successful, but my first run tonight, it took me like 4 or 5 times to make that jump, and it was pretty frustrating. So, use that kick jump to get down faster. Now this is where things start to get fucky. That fairy I just picked up has a glitch to where if you call her out right in front of the librarian's room and she starts to talk, you can run or dash into the room.
Thank you for...
And that talking thing lets you access the menu in the shop, which you're not supposed to be able to do. So what we're going to do is equip a garnet. When I equip it, the shop should say that I have 0 garnets, but due to a glitch it doesn't. So when I sell it, I actually end up with -1 garnets, and the system doesn't like negative numbers. So what it does is it rounds my number up to 255 to compensate. So when I go back,
I'm interested in this.
I've got a really strange number, that E5, which is just 255. So I can sell about 500,000 gold worth, and that's all the money I need to get through.
Like,
I'm interested
So
in
we're
this.
going to get a mana prism,
like you.
2 buffalo stars, a library card,
Like you.
and the duplicator, which you can only get if you've already beaten the game once. Okay. So that duplicator is going to let us just use those mana prisms and buffalo stars as much as I want to. Alright, got another jump to make with the Mist and Wolf here. So when you use restorative items like mana prisms and potions, that animation right there, you get like a 1.5 second invincibility while that's going off, which I use to hop through that plant. And I'm going to use it in a second here to hop through whoops. Use it for a second to hop through some enemies. Alright, that was a boss. Goes by very quickly. Okay, we're going to use the library card to take us back out of here a little faster. And thank you for the host, Anki. Alright, going to switch back to the Mana Prism, though. And now, with this unlimited source of MP, I can use this special move called the Wing Smash that you just saw me do as the bat. It's very hard to pull off. You should look up the button combination. It's kind of ridiculous. But I'm going to need to be able to do it not only once, but in quick succession to get around the castle quickly. And I also am going to need to do it to get to Dracula later. So that's good enough. Yeah, if I'm boring you guys, let me know, but I know Suvlaki was wondering what kind of wizardry I was doing, so I figure I'll let you guys know what's going on in this room. So, library's out of the way. That's really the hardest part of the run, but the clock tower coming up is also kind of frustrating. With any luck, I should get through just fine, but we'll see. Here we go. Okay. Alright. Not too bad. So yeah, we're going to use that vulnerability thing to get through those harpies. And I fucked up here. Hang on just a second. Let me try this again. Rather play it safe than be dead. Alright, so we're gonna keep here. Yeah, that's much better. You gotta be really careful with those harpies that eat you up.
There is something funny about this wall.
Whoops. Just wing smash through these guards and don't worry about fighting. Alright, so that boss is no problem. Now we're about to get to one of the really big sequence breaks of the game. Normally, in order to get to the inverted castle and get the good ending, you've got to get these items and relics to be able to defeat Richter without killing him. or rather defeat the spirit that's possessing him, but we ain't got time for that, so we're just going to skip it. Now, right about here, at the top of these stairs, about where I'm standing now, there is an invisible barrier that locks the screen in place. Now, if you notice, the screen moves in all directions. But once I cross over that threshold, the screen only moves left and right. You see that it's not moving up and down. This locks the screen in place for the cutscene up ahead. But we want to get past that barrier so the screen is unlocked. And the best way to do that is with the wolf. And I'm going to position his paws just like that, where they're just at the top of the stairs. And if I jump just right, like I did now, you'll notice that the screen is now unlocked. And I'm going to use a carefully timed wing smash here to get through that cutscene. And now I can go straight to the inverted castle. Yeah, that's my second favorite. Well, I don't know. The death skip to me, no matter how many times I do the speed run, it's just awesome that you can just totally skip death and keep all your gear. But like that, the stair glitch you just saw, and the shift line glitch I'm about to do to get to Dracula in a second. I mean, that stuff's just, it's cool that people can actually pull that off by hand. Alright, so we're just going to use a bunch of wing smashes to get through here. The only problem with the wing smash is that any time the screen transitions or you level up, it throws your timing off, and it's already difficult to pull those off back to back. So a good speedrunner, as in not me, those who are really good with the bat can make it through this part of the castle really quickly. I'm kind of slow though with bat transformations, so I don't know if I'll ever get that good at it. So I'm going to take a slightly slow way of getting through here. One of those items that I picked up at the beginning with Richter, I used to get through this part of the castle, and without it, it would probably take me 20 or 30 seconds more to get through here. Yeah, man, there's a lot of ways to skip death. That's just one of them. There's another method of skipping them that I want to work on maybe in a couple of months. Because I think after Extra Life I'm going to give this game a break and come back to it. But there's a way you can skip them using the neutron bomb, which is really similar to the skip I'm about to do later with getting into Dracula's room. But I'm going to use the neutron bomb here to clear all these enemies out. But a really good speedrunner can just wing smash, zigzag up the tower and get through pretty quickly without having to do this. So one of these days I'll get there. Alright, so now I'm going to put back on my mana prism. It's a quicker way of getting past these minotaurs, but it's not very safe to do so. This room I'm about to go into right here, I've died so many times in doing bad wing smashes that it's better just to be cautious and lose a couple of seconds than try to be a hero and make an ass out of yourself. So yeah, that was a pretty good policy. So the good news is we're just about to Dracula, but in normal playthrough of Symphony of the Night, you would need to collect all of Dracula's body parts to get to him. But ain't nobody got time for that, so we're about to do a really cool glitch that's going to take me a second to explain. But that'll get me into Dracula's safe room. So you got to be really careful in this room because these bars will one-shot you basically. And there we go. I'm still not out of the way because if I do this glitch wrong, I can fall through the floor and they can kill me. Okay, so here's where the game really gets fucky. This is the other item that I picked up from the Richter battle called a heart refresh. And it, like a bunch of other items, does like this cool animation. And we're going to abuse that animation to get past those screen transitions. Like, it's like the one that I talked about earlier, where if you reach a certain point, the screen stops scrolling. Like, if you notice, if I go past that point, the screen's scrolling left and right. But once I go past here, it doesn't scroll anymore. Well, I'm going to use that heart refresh to basically break that line, get past it, and the game thinks that I'm on a different set of coordinates than I should be. And what happens is when I go in that save room right there and come out, the game's not going to know what to do with my character, and it's going to try to eject me to a screen on the left. But the problem is there is no screen on the left of that save room. So if the game can't eject you left or right, it's going to try to send you down. And what it does is it sends me down into the ceiling and lets me wing smashes the bat to get far enough over to Dracula's save room. So there's a setup to pull this glitch off, and it involves running up against this step. And once you get far enough, once you are up against it, I'm going to backdash exactly twice. Now I'm going to turn into the wolf and turn around as he hops in midair. And now I'm going to turn him back around to the left, and when I come out as Alucard, that is the exact spot that I need to be in to pull this glitch. And to pull it off, I'm going to use that heart refresh while moving to the right, and after the animation's done, I'm going to go over, and if you see that step over there leading to the save room, I'm going to brush up against that step and run into the room, and then I'm going to run back out. And if everything goes right, instead of coming out here into this room I'm in now, the game's going to eject me through the floor. And I don't think that worked, so I'm going to try that setup again. Up against the step, 2 back dashes, wolf. And that should do it. Alright, so we are in the ceiling now. So I need to do about 5 wing smashes in a row to get far enough to get to Dracula's room. So here we go. Alright, that'll be enough. Alright, so here we are. Dracula's save room. We didn't have to get any of the relics, and we can just go straight to him. Yeah, I mean, it's every time I do it, it just blows my mind that a person can actually put those commands in. I mean, it's actually not that difficult, but it's one of those things that I just don't understand how somebody was able to find out how to do that, like on purpose, and be able to redo it again and again. Alright, so Shaft's not a difficult fight. And at this point, if you've reached this part, you can get to Dracula and kill him pretty easy. I put a buffalo star in each hand and just start mashing on the square and circle buttons on PlayStation, and that's all you need to do. Just avoid getting hit by Dracula, and you pretty much won. Well, I mean, the guys that I learned how to do this from, one's name is Scout, but the videos that I watched to actually do those reverse shift line glitches is by a guy named Turbo Dog. I forget like his exact name, but yeah, those two are some of the best speedrunners of this game.
Go back whence you came.
I just
Trouble the
it
soul
took me
of my
about a
mother
couple
no
of weeks
more.
to figure out how to do those glitches, but
How?
enough practice, you
How?
can get them pretty much
How
nailed down.
is it that I've been so defeated?